Can the Dogs bounce back? The Falcons face their toughest test yet, and we'll have the latest on fantasy football and injuries.
Today's show is being brought to you by SD Services, Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and the Orlando Law Firm. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League Master Adam Brown, Game Analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Medical and Injury Update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports legend Bob Neal. Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
Welcome to the show. And a caveat to begin things, as we record our show, it's prior to the weekend, and with weather coming along, we don't know exactly what will happen on Saturday, but we're going to talk about all the games as though the weather will not be a factor and the games will take place as scheduled. So I welcome you all, and we're going to get started, guys, with Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, and here's what he had to say about last week's game.
It's simple, guys. This game is simple. You've got to move on to South Carolina right now. Texas A&M probably didn't respect South Carolina, and they went into the half in a dogfight, okay? This is a good football team that's playing really hard for their new coach, and that's where our focus has got to be.
You see Kirby forgetting about that. Put that behind us. You guys as players know that's what you got to do, but it's hard. It carries over a little bit.
Well, it does, man. Now, if Georgia, let me just tell you this. If Georgia and Kirby wanted a game show behind door number one, it'd be South Carolina to be the grand prize.
Yeah.
What a perfect setup to get right. South Carolina can't play defense, and the offense is average. Will Muschamp has a tough job to do in Columbia.
All right, Bob Whitfield, what about Eason and the South Carolina defense?
Well, definitely Jacob Eason has been lighting it up, Bob. He's on point with the top quarterbacks that came out of Georgia in his freshman year. He's thrown a lot of touchdowns, 991 yards, and the South Carolina defense just gave up 400 yards to Texas A&M, so I can see Eason lighting them up.
Soft.
Let's take a look at the SEC conference schedule now that we are speaking about that. And Bob Whitfield, of course, Bama and the Hogs is going to be a big game that we'll be dealing with. What do you think about that one?
Well, definitely. Nick Saban always gets a tough matchup out of Arkansas. And you can see the Razorbacks doing their thing against them, but it's always Alabama that stretches them in the end. So I think it'll be a tough game, but Saban will win out.
Okay, and Nikki, some not-so-good news for LSU fans about the mascot.
Yeah, first Les Miles fired, now their mascot, Mike the Tiger, unfortunately is going to have to be euthanized. His cancer has spread. They've given him just a month or two to live, so they're going to put him down in a humane way before he succumbs to the cancer. It's so sad. Mike the Tiger.
Yeah, you know, I've met
Since
Mike the Tiger.
2007. You met him.
Yeah, I've been.
Which I'll talk about.
Which will.
He'll make a good rug, right? They're going to mount him on the wall. Mike the Tiger head.
You know what? That gets him in trouble, but it raises ratings when he makes comments like that.
We're going to wind up in hell for that.
Bob Whitfield here. Right. And now it is time for our college football showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery, where every jackpot is a good jackpot.
All right, and our Showdown of the Week is Tennessee at Texas A&M. Texas A&M, Chuck Smith, favored by a touchdown.
Well, the bottom line is Texas A&M's at home. They're playing great ball right now, Bob. Tennessee started slow, but the key to this game is going to be protection for Joshua Dobbs. He's the little engine that makes the balls cart go. So that's the key. They got to get Dobbs going, but Tennessee has to play better defense also. They're going to have a chance to win against Texas A&M.
All right, how about A&M? Let's look inside what they're going to bring to the game.
Well, I definitely chime in with Chuck. And Texas A&M got a defense.
Because I know what I'm talking about.
You definitely know what you're talking about. And you train these defensive guys. And they got a defense that they're going to put pressure on them. They got defensive end that's going to rush the passer. And the former Vol defensive coordinator is now at Texas A&M, so they are getting after Joshua Dobbs. They got two big guys up front, Hardback and Zaykoven. two big D tackles that's going to rush the passer.
Yeah, some people call this arrogance. I just call it that we have an excess of self-confidence.
Oh, you just threw out a Michigan shot a minute ago, so don't even try it.
Exactly. So don't even go there. Okay. Don't even go there. I know where I am going to go, though. Jeffrey is not with us this week, but he's got his pick. I'm going to handle that for you. Let's take a look at it. Jeffrey says, sorry, Chuck, Texas A&M -7.
So he takes the pick and makes the pick and then he hides.
Yeah.
I thought people hide from Jeffrey. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Forget about
Making the picks from the closet.
Forget about us for about 2 minutes. Watch the commercial and we'll be right back.
Change has never been more powerful. It's Nissan's Year of the Truck and SUV event, featuring the all-new Armada and Pathfinder, and the all-new Titan and Titan XD, with America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. Take on any job. Get to Nissan now for big savings, like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models, or save up to $8,000 on Titan XD.
You never know when the moment will strike. And when it does, you want to be ready. Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails can help you enjoy a more satisfying eating experience. Mellow Mushroom is safe for daily use. If you find yourself sitting in a Mellow Mushroom for more than 4 hours, you may want to go home and come back another day. Mellow Mushroom is not for everyone. Just kidding, it is. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. He may want to come with you.
None shall stand against King Aragorn, ruler of the 12 realms!
The throne will not be yours anymore.
And who will take it from me?
It will be taken by fire.
This goat is not a myth. He cooks my meat!
Your hooves will lead your people.
Never.
Your goat is no dragon.
Your dragon is no goat.
Be the king of your castle. Win up to $100,000 300 times a day playing Keno.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me, leading wherever I choose. The east and the west are mine. The north and the south are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
Lease the all-new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month at Volvo Cars of Marietta.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Always the best deal, always.
High formation, Ryan. Play fake, first down rip, Jones, middle of the field. Julio, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Julio Jones.
He just went over 300 yards receiving with that play.
Number 11 on his uniform, number 1 in your heart. Okay, let's talk about another number 1 who's coming back, and that's Tom Brady.
Yeah, definitely, Bob. Tom Brady is back from Deflategate. And if you hear some of his guys talk about him, Danny Amendola talked about him, he said he's tan and he's pumped. And I'm like, that's not the good words coming back from Deflategate. He's pumped, but Tom Brady is back. He is back, and everybody's looking for him to play. And they had a letdown last week, so look for Tom to bring that team back to winning.
It's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
It's going to be ugly. Brady's going to go berserk on him.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, you think so?
I believe Brady's going to go off.
All right, if you say it, I believe it as usual. All right, then let's take a look at some of the undefeated teams. You know, this point in the season, there are only 3 undefeated teams. And Chuck, who do you like the best out of that group?
Oh, it's easy for me. It's the Broncos. They got the best defense, and right now they're on a historical run to maybe arguably be in the talks to be called one of the greatest defenses of all time if they can win it again. Plus, they got 2 of my clients that I really love. Von Miller just starred me, and Shane Ray. So I'm all in for the Broncos.
Mr. Objective.
Yeah. and Mr. Modest, I might add. But do you have any video of your teaching? Do you do a lot of teaching?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got videos.
You got to bring that on sometime so we can see what you do. Will you do that? Promise?
Oh, I love to.
This whole thing.
Just start me.
Okay. Now we're going to go from that to Nikki and Justin Forsett.
Yeah, he had a fun way to kick off unemployment. Did he ever? On Twitter, he said, I'm not going to sit around and wait on a call, guys. I'm on the job hunt. Know anybody looking for someone good looking, a 3-down back? He's just looking for a job, y'all. You can't blame him. The best is his avatar, though. Can we get? He don't make the law. He just enforced it.
Justin.
That's good.
I love him. Listen, people were tweeting him like, hey man, Wendy's is hiring. People are the worst. I thought it was awesome.
All right.
I'll
Falcons,
hire you, Justin.
By the way, the Falcons play at the Broncos this week. So let's get Gary Kubiak's feelings about that game.
Obviously, offensively right now, they're lighting it up. I mean, they've been special. Very difficult to deal with, you know, so obviously playing here, noise, our fans, always great, you know, so I mean, they're tough to handle wherever you play, so they're playing extremely well right now, so it's a big challenge for us.
All right, 4-0 Bob Whitfield. What about the Falcons offensively?
Well, Bob, the Falcons have been lighting up. We know it. Julio Jones is the man. And Julio Jones can stay the man. He's going to be a mile high up, and he's going to be a mile high in our stratosphere of praise because Julio's going to do his thing against Denver Broncos.
Ain't going to happen.
No.
He's going to make them look crazy.
Two things that stop great offense, pass rushers and cornerbacks. Denver has both of them.
The Broncos have a pretty good quarterback too, Bob Whitfield.
Oh, they do. And the quarterback's been coming off a little injury. He banged his shoulder up. Simeon banged his shoulder up, but his shoulder's feeling great because it's not his passing shoulder. He could have played last week, but they held him out. So now look for Simeon to come back against the Falcons, but I'm still liking the Falcons with Julio.
I like that.
What about the D, Falcons D?
Well, Falcons D got to step up, you know, and they've been struggling. I think they're 31st overall in defense in the National Football League. That's not good. They gave up too many explosive plays versus Carolina. As much as we talk about the thrill of victory on offense, it was somewhat of the defeated defense that didn't hold their end up, that really has to step up and make plays. They can't keep giving up the 20-yard explosive plays, too many of them. That'll get them beat in Denver.
All right, let's go to our friend Matt Chernoff from 680 The Fan, our partner, Matthew, and he's going to talk about that same subject.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Falcons offense, which has been on a historic pace through 4 weeks, will get their toughest challenge yet on the road in Denver this Sunday. What we've seen through 4 weeks, an MVP-level performance from Matt Ryan, an offense that's balanced running the football, and a team that, yes, has Julio Jones, but they're throwing it to 8 or 9 receivers a week. Will that continue? It might not be the same level when they play at Denver and then at Seattle, but I will say this. I'm a believer in this offense. I think it's a lot more real than it was last year. Ryan is a lot more settled, confident in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Kyle has taken away some of his stubbornness and allowed Matt to control things at the line of scrimmage. The Alex Mack factor has been big, and I do think this will continue throughout the season. It won't be the same numbers against Denver and Seattle, but I still think they'll perform at a high level. Then they'll see teams like San Diego. They get New Orleans. They get Tampa again. Kansas City, Arizona come to the Georgia Dome. I expect this offense to continue their play and have a fun season inside the Georgia Dome and maybe a playoff season, which none of us predicted. Back to you, Bob.
Jeffrey, by the way, not with us again, and he is picking Denver minus 5.5. What think we about Jeffrey's pick?
I like it. You do? And I'm adding +5 on sacks on this one, too, for Denver.
Again, that's why he
I'm
didn't
just
show
closing
up.
my eyes. I'm just like, I want to see when, when Matt's in the pocket. I'm wishing the best for Matt Ryan, but Von Miller is special.
Yeah, duck.
Because he's your client.
That's true.
All right, it's time for Ippolito's You Be the Expert. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be #1 by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $100 and $50 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back early and often. Prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting college and NFL games. Now, up in just a moment, the losing streak stops here. Tell you what we mean about the Bulldogs in a minute.
Announcing Landmark's Gotta Go Jeep Celebration event. We're jammed with Jeeps and they gotta go. And we price them to make it happen. Only at Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, the area's fastest growing Jeep dealership. How? Because we do deals the other guys just won't. 455 Jeeps. 455 Jeep Celebration Event deals.
Nobody beats Landmark. Nobody.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and SD Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that. Save energy and money with a dual fuel system from SD Services.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in an accident, don't drop the ball by letting the insurance company run all over you. I worked as an insurance lawyer for 10 years and I know their tactics and game plan. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando firm. Let our 30 years of experience tackle the insurance company for you. Our team will get you every dollar you deserve. So put the ball in our hands and we'll get your case across the goal line. Find us online at atlanta.law or call 678-LAW-FIRM.
Look at this steak, just sitting there, taunting you. What's worse, it's not alone. It comes with this, or this too. Are you gonna do something about it? If not, good luck sleeping tonight. You can't fake steak. Longhorn Steakhouse. Tonight's special, great steak pairings. A center-cut sirloin with a choice of bacon-wrapped shrimp, baby back ribs, or Parmesan-crusted chicken. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and ST Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that.
Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
All right, welcome back to the show. By the way, I want to mention we're recording our show on Thursday, so when Saturday comes along, there's weather involved, and so some of the game times may change, but we're proceeding as though the games will take place when they are scheduled to take place. And the first game we want to talk about is Georgia and South Carolina. I want to go to Chuck Smith on this and the Georgia run game.
Well, I think the Georgia run game is safe. We saw that last week with Sony Michel. Yeah. The bottom line is Nick Chubb, hey man, he's either ready or they got Sony. Sony's a great running back. He's going to play in the NFL someday, but Nick Chubb is healthy, and I think he's going to get the bulk of the carries, Bob.
Okay, now the other side of the ball the other side of the game for South Carolina, got a freshman quarterback, senior quarterback. How do you see the quarterback situation at South Carolina?
It's like they're playing duck, duck, goose, and then we just picking quarterbacks as we go. But
it's true.
The freshman quarterback, Brandon McElwain, has started 3 games, and he's been looking good. But the Gamecocks need a big play out of either quarterback, the senior or the freshman, to come out and prevail in this game.
All right, and Jeffrey, once again, is not with us, but I've got his pick. He is picking South Carolina in the game. Listen, Jeffrey hits these things many more times than he misses, so I'm going to go with that, even though I'm, of course, a Bulldog fan. Now, that's our hometown team report. It's time to talk about Tech going to Pittsburgh.
This week's Keys to Success is brought to you by Volvo Cars of Marietta, where you can always expect the best.
All right, Georgia Tech goes to play at Pittsburgh, and we're going to go to Bob Whitfield and talk about Georgia Tech and their keys to success.
Well, their keys, Bob, is 1B backing is a freshman. It's Dedrick Mills. I think I said his name right, but I know he's touchdown D because he is getting touchdowns as a freshman. He's ACC Player of the Week twice with 3 touchdowns in big games. So look for that freshman running back to do his thing.
But they lost, though.
Yeah,
but he's running the ball well.
Okay, yeah, but he's going to have to run for about 10,000 miles then.
Okay, we've got it going again. Time for Nikki to bring a little piece to the set, and that is, well, this may not bring peace, is Paul Johnson on the hot seat.
Paul Johnson's blaming everything but himself. He just came out the other day saying that if they don't have the facilities that Clemson has, then they shouldn't be held to the standard to beat Clemson.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
He's saying that they don't have the facilities that are up to par in the ACC. I don't know. I think he needs to take some personal responsibility rather than blame everything on the facility.
Bingo. I agree with that, even though we love you, but I agree with Nikki on that. In a minute, we'll be back with Adam Brown, who's going to be talking fantasy football and who you need to play this week.
Do you suffer from irritability, boredom, and chronic cravings? Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails are clinically proven to improve your mood and leave you with a full belly. Mellow Mushroom is fast-acting, giving you relief when you need it the most. Side effects of Mellow Mushroom may include salivation, euphoria, and an insatiable craving for more Mellow Mushroom. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. She may want to come with you.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me, leading wherever I choose. The East and the West are mine. The North and the South are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
Lease the all-new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month at Volvo Cars of Marietta.
Today's Fantasy Report is being brought to you by SD Services, serving all of Atlanta since 1949.
All right, it's time for Adam Brown to get you set for fantasy football and who to play, and you're starting with a headline name.
I am starting with a headline name. He's back. Tom Brady, after a 4-week suspension and a 3-1 start by the New England Patriots, he's back playing a Cleveland defense that's given up 10 touchdown passes so far. Look for him and his surrounding cast to have big weeks. Also, at the bottom of the list, Terrence West. Justin Forsett was released this week. He's the lead back now. Washington's awful against the run, giving up 7 touchdowns so far. Look for him to have a nice week as well.
All right, how about the guys who catch the ball?
The receivers. And, there's a lot of great receivers, but a lot of injuries so far. But look for Julian Edelman, who has Tom Brady back, to have a nice week. Look for him to have 6 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown this week. He's just one of those guys that's just going to be the security blanket for Brady. And then also, what needs to be said? Julio Jones. Julio Jones. People think he's going to have a bad week this week. He's not going to have a bad week this week. 7 catches, 125, a touchdown minimum for Julio Jones this week. Even though Denver's great in defense, doesn't matter. Julio's still the man.
Okay, we can count on Julio. How about sleepers?
I got 2 sleepers this week. The first one's Sterling Shepard. Now, Sterling Shepard is a guy that's the number 2 or 3 receiver for the Giants, but he's taken over Odell Beckham Jr. struggling a little bit right now. And the second sleeper I have is Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was the number 2 pick of the NFL draft. Guess what?
What?
Jared Goff was the first pick.
Oh, yeah.
Who has played? Carson Wentz has played, and he's played well. 5 touchdowns, no picks. Love him. And he's playing against a team that's given up 12 touchdown passes this year. I like him a lot this week. Carson Wentz is a must-start in your weekly leagues and in your season leagues.
All right, if you wrote this down, you'll have a big week in fantasy football.
That's correct. And also look out for those bye weeks. There's 4 teams on byes.
All right, we'll be back with more football play to win right after this.
Good luck, everyone.
Today's show is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery and Longhorn Steakhouse.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and SD Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that.
Change has never been more powerful. It's Nissan's Year of the Truck and SUV event, featuring the all-new Armada and Pathfinder, and the all-new Titan and Titan XD, with America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. Take on any job. Get to Nissan now for big savings, like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models, or save up to $8,000 on Titan XD.
None shall stand against King Aragorn, ruler of the 12 realms!
The throne will not be yours anymore.
And who will take it from me?
It will be taken by fire.
This goat is not a myth. He cooks my meat!
Your hooves will lead your people.
Never.
Your goat is no dragon.
Your dragon is no goat.
Be the king of your castle. Win up to $100,000 300 times a day playing Keno.
It's Landmark's Ram Power Days Plus. We're giving you more than anyone, 500 Rams, 500 powerful deals. Plus, we're the exclusive home of the Upside Down Tent event and Georgia's #1 Ram dealer. We have the most, we sell the most, so you save the most. Because we do deals the other guys just won't. Hurry to Landmark's Ram Power Days Plus.
Nobody beats Landmark. Nobody.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and SD Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that. Save energy and money with a dual fuel system from SD Services.
Today's player injury and medical report is being brought to you by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance lawyer in your corner.
All right, it's time to look into the injuries with Dr. A. And, you know, this is the time of year when the injuries start adding up.
Yep, players are playing hurt. And, you know, the question is, how much does that injury impact their level of play, basically? Yeah. So let's take a look. Let's start with Rob Gronkowski. Everyone's talking about him. He's always had this hamstring injury. The biggest problem with Rob Gronkowski is the fact he doesn't have a quarterback to throw to him. Well, now he's got Tom Brady back. He's got Green, which means it looks like he's probably going to have a big day.
All right, and how about Eric Decker?
Yeah, so Eric Decker is on the Jets, wide receiver, partially torn rotator cuff. Look at his stats, 29% injury risk and 43% health performance factor. What does that tell us? Well, if he starts in this game, he is going to be significantly impacted. So if he starts, do not start him, basically.
Okay, here's a big one everybody wonders about, and that is Cam Newton with a concussion. What's the story?
So our algorithm is saying that it's a grade 2 concussion, a little bit more severe than a grade 1. Recovery time is 3 weeks, and if you look at his numbers, 22% injury risk, but his health performance factor is 76%. So what does that mean? His injury risk is elevated. That means the likelihood of him sustaining a concussion again, a mobile quarterback, is high, but it shouldn't affect that much his play on the field if he doesn't get hit in the head again, basically.
Okay, yeah, as he says, this is the time of the year when everybody's playing a little hurt. The question is, can they still perform?
Yeah, and can you not start Cam Newton, because we're recommending not starting him if he plays Monday. So.
Okay, you don't hear that very often, but take his word for it.
Right.
We'll be back with more of Football's Play to Win right after this.
In football, as in the legal system, it helps to know your opponent. I'm Roger Orlando, and I used to work for the insurance companies. I've seen their playbook, and I know their game plan. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call me at 678 Law Firm.
Change has never been more powerful. It's Nissan's Year of the Truck and SUV event, featuring the all-new Armada and Pathfinder, and the all-new Titan and Titan XD, with America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. Take on any job. Get to Nissan now for big savings, like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models, or save up to $8,000 on Titan XD.
Look at this steak, just sitting there, taunting you. What's worse, it's not alone. It comes with this, or this too. Are you gonna do something about it? If not, good luck sleeping tonight. You can't fake steak. Longhorn Steakhouse. Tonight's special, great steak pairings. A center-cut sirloin with a choice of bacon-wrapped shrimp, baby back ribs, or Parmesan-crusted chicken. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, don't get blindsided by the insurance company. I'm Roger Orlando, and I built a winning team to run interference against the insurance companies and get your case across the goal line. Call me at 678 Law Firm.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring great American steak dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse, you can't fake steak.
All right, Jeffrey not here this week, obviously. He'll be back next week. Let's take a look at his picks, however. The Edge, lightning round in college, Maryland, Auburn, and Colorado over USC, plus 4.5. So read them and weep. There they are. Let's go to the NFL. Detroit, plus 3. Philadelphia goes to the Motor City. Cincinnati at Dallas, -1. And the Giants at Green Bay, -7. Those are the Jeffrey picks on behalf of all of us here, and Jeffrey, who'll be back next week. We'll see you on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Volvo Cars of Marietta, Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, and the Southeast Nissan Dealers.